Hello, friends. Welcome back to the Comfy Org stream. I'm here with Julian and Phil. You know us. We're here every week. We're here every 3 or 4 days at this point. It's pretty awesome. But today we're going to dive into Flux Redux, which is something that we all play with quite a bit. And it's just one of those things, one of those tools you can use to remix, restylize, smash things together. We have Flux Context. We have other stuff that can do this. But Redux is its own little thing, its own very special little aesthetic. So I wouldn't say it's great for what context does, which is like I'm asking for a very specific image edit. That's what context does. Context is amazing at that. What Redux does is it lets you cook your thoughts into a different place. So the images they're smashed together in a very abstract way, a very pleasing way, but in a way that might frighten away certain people that want more control over these kind of things. So just remember, it's more surreal, it's more abstract, it's kind of
Artistic. Yeah.
you just smashing styles together and just sort of doing its thing. So I'll defer to Phil and Julian to discuss how they feel about it, but that's basically where I've been with Redux, and I've used it to remix my own work. I've used it to remix my work with mood board pictures. This and that, all kinds of fun stuff. We're going to get into different workflows and different ways to use it. Everything we're doing today, if you just go into the browse templates on Comfy, if you go into Flux, there's a Flux Redux workflow. You can just run that and go. There's also API nodes, very easy to get into. All right, I'm going to hand it off to Phil, who's going to talk about his experience with Flux Redux.
Yeah. Honestly, it's probably like one of my favorite tools in the toolbox. It's like Purz said, it just abstractly smashes images together in a way where prompting can't match it. Even if I were to like segment the image with conditioning and like masks and stuff, I just couldn't achieve what Redux does in the way that we're going to show you today. It's still like one of my tried and true, like I'm bored, I want to just make art, I want to be satisfied, throw a bunch of images in the oven and I have no clue what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always pleasantly surprised with what images are reflected where, like what images the clip model and the segmentation the seg model excuse me, like what parts they pick up and then put in the composition. It's always like a really mixed bag, and that's like fun. Half of the fun of playing with it is the exploration.
Yeah. And what
Yeah.
about you, Julian?
Yeah. For me, as I see Redux, it's kind of like a Russian roulette. Like a slot machine. Here you go. That's the better word. Where you just put in stuff. It's doing something, and you know it's gonna most likely be magical. And I love to iterate. I love to take 4 images, get some 8 images, and then take those 8 images plus the 4 and just mix them all and just keep on going and going and going. And then at the end, it's like completely crazy. And like you said,
Yeah.
Phil, good luck trying to prompt that. Actually, it's just unpromptable. Would be fun
It really is.
to try, but yeah, it's not even worth it. It's super fun. It's pretty much one of my favorite models, honestly.
Yeah,
But
so I'm
it's
just going to jump
artistic.
over. I'm just going to jump over to show everybody the sort of basic workflow for Flux, and then we'll dive, or for Redux, and then we'll dive into like all the cool things you can do with it. But yeah, amazing. Let's get on over there. Here we are in Comfy. So this is basically the workflow. All the only thing I added was this little stitcher here to put the two source images above the final image so that you can get an idea of what's happening. I'll talk you through that as well, just because that's a good skill just to have in general. This is the default workflow. When you go to workflows, browse templates, Flux Redux model right there. If you click that, it's just going to give you this very basic Flux Redux workflow. If you don't have the models, which you probably won't if this is your first time, a little dialog box is going to come up and it's going to tell you, it's going to give you download links for all those files. If you're using the desktop version of Comfy, it's going to put the models in the correct folders. If you're using the portable version or a virtual environment version, and you probably do because you remember installing it, so, or rather you would know because you remember the way you installed it. If you're using one of those versions, when you download the files, they're just going to go into your downloads folder. So pay attention to the folder that they are in at the front. So like when that dialog box comes up, it actually tells you what folder those models need to go in. So either take a screenshot of that or remember which folders the files have to go in, because it'll matter when it comes time to set up all the models for use with the workflow. So yeah, I don't have the dialogue. I don't know how you would show that dialogue if you already have the models. Either way, the links are also in this note file here on the left, so don't worry about it if you miss them. This note also tells you exactly which folders each model goes into. So don't freak out. It's all right there. And this is really good practice for learning where all these models are supposed to go in general. Knowing the difference between text encoders, clip vision, VAE, diffusion models, checkpoints, LoRa's. Once you know all that stuff, you'll know where they go and you won't have to think about it anymore. But at first, I know there's a lot, but this one, luckily, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 models. So it's the Flux One Dev model that goes into diffusion models. It's the Flux One Redux Dev style model, which is thankfully like 120, 130 megabytes. It's like a style LoRa that Redux is sort of trained down into. So that's kind of awesome. Again, Cosmic, these are all in the default workflow. If you go to Browse Templates and then go into Flux Redux, all this stuff is right there in Comfy. So yeah, the text encoders, those are the things that take your prompt and turn them into something the machine can understand when it goes to diffuse. They go into text encoders. That's your clip L, and that's your T5 XXL, FP16, FP8, scaled. They all have different flavors and stuff, but they all go in the same folder. We need that clip vision model. That's for using our style model, which is the Flux Redux. That's what we're using to look at the images to understand what we're going to do to them. It's kind of like IP adapter in the old days. And then you also need the VAE, which if you've used Flux before, you already have it. If you've used WAN, I think WAN uses another one now, but point is, if you've used Flux before, you already have this VAE, so don't sweat it. Is the style LoRa trainable? You don't need to train that LoRa because you can actually use this with LoRa's. So we will talk about that also. But yeah, that's the other cool thing. I got 2 images, and then I can say I want to run them through a LoRa and run the LoRa through the clip. So you can then restylize 2 different images into a different style from a LoRa. Phil's going to go into all that. And then taking outputs from that and mashing them together. This is a recursive waterfall circle of life thing that gets very, very complex, but fun. Not complex, just layered, because you could do it multiple times. All right, that's the model structure, easy peasy. But again, it is contained in here. All the links are here. Just click them and put them in the folders. Remember, if you have a less VRAM card, less than 16 gigs, less than 12 gigs, always opt for the FP8 versions of stuff, or the sort of whatever the smallest number is here. FP8 being your best bet there, generally, so you don't run out of VRAM when you try to run this stuff. Flux is already pretty high VRAM. There are other ways to get this running at 8 gigs, 6 gigs. Go on Reddit and look it up. They're called GGUF models. It's not hard at all to use them, and they will let you do stuff like this with way less VRAM. So look into that. If you have 8 or less gigs of VRAM, you still want to play with Redux because it is possible. All right. So yeah, the default workflow takes an input image and turns it into a cute anime girl with massive fluffy fennec ears. Can you imagine that?
You see it?
Okay, well, so let's do that to me then, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. At this point, I'm sure if you ask like some of those models, Purz, it might actually be able to do you.
I very much doubt that. Okay, so we got. Let's say I just put all these models in these folders for brevity's sake. I did it earlier, but you know, yeah, that's like it's not hard. They just go in ComfyUI /models/ each of those folders. Sorry to keep bouncing on this, but some people this is their first time. I know a lot of you are seasoned veterans. Just ignore this part. This is not for you. Okay. No, this stream's PG-13. Should be okay. I think we get a couple F-bombs. I think that's how that works. Okay, so Flux One Redux, just make sure you click on all these to reselect the models you just put in those folders. Otherwise, it'll error out when you start because it won't be able to find the models, even though you put them in the right folder. That's life. Just do it. And then this one here, this load diffusion model, I would recommend setting this to FP8 E4 M3FN. You can load the whole model into your VRAM if you have 24 gigs, but your computer might crash when you do this. FP8 E4M fits in quite comfortably under, I think, 16. You can use that all the time. Negligible quality difference between this and the full FP16. If you have a 5090 and you have 32 gigs of VRAM, don't even sweat it. Just run it normal. You can fit the whole model onto your VRAM. That's no problem. Those of us with 24 gigs and lower, go ahead and set that FP8 setting, or else you might get a long loading time when you go to start it, and it's because your computer ran out of VRAM, basically. Let's make me a cute anime man just in case, and although it's Flux, it should be fine. And that's it. We're just running it. But the rest of the workflow here is the image size. This is your resolution. Prompt. Your first image. And then I'm going to talk about these bypass nodes in a minute. This is your first image up here. And then these are this is like the K sampler broken up into multiple custom sampler nodes. You can totally use a K sampler if you want. This is just like when we started with Flux, this is how we did it to do the model sampling to get it sort of in the thing, and use different guiders and stuff that weren't available in the regular K sampler. But this specific setup here that you're looking at, it's basically the same as just a regular K sampler. So don't be freaked out by all this custom sampler stuff. Flux works with the regular K sampler as well. So yeah, it didn't give me massive fluffy fennec ears, so I give up.
Boo.
Yeah, stream's over. Thanks, everybody. Okay, so let's get some big fennec ears then, because this second one is let you apply a second image as the next style in the chain. And as you can imagine, with everything in Comfy, you can just keep doing that, right? Style 1, style 2, style 3, style 4, style 5. And you see this little strength thing on each apply style model? That's like your strength for IP adapters, your strength of this, the influence of this image on the final composition. So what I highly recommend doing when you're playing with this stuff is go down to your seed, set that to fixed, and just pick a number, 1, 2, 3, 4. Use the same seed when you are adjusting these values, because if you don't, you'll just be creating a new image every time. But if you leave the seed fixed, when you adjust these values, you'll actually get to see what these values do in relation to the last time you used them, which lets you actually determine how useful they are. because if you're just popping a new seed every time you make a new generation, when you're testing one thing, you're actually testing what that one thing does in a whole new situation. Because the seed determines the beginning of the noise that gets denoised, which can have a massive effect down the road, like butterfly effect style. So, yeah. Fix seed. Let's add a second style. What do we have here? Just a bunch of weird stuff. We got Phil. We got me in a cage. We got me in a hot dog suit. Me in a penguin suit. Yeah, let's see what happens. So, man in a penguin suit. So our starting image, sort of our second image here. We'll see what it does. Looks like it's doing something. Ugh.
I love it. It's perfect.
Yeah, no.
Is that your Halloween costume this year?
Boy, oh boy. I don't like that.
It's perfect.
All right. Well, let's try something else.
That's the
There you
one.
go. That's the one.
Let's
Yeah.
try this guy.
I think it's better if you merge two things that have nothing to do with each other, just to see.
Oh,
the
you know what?
influence.
The other thing you can do here is actually just remove the prompt completely.
Yeah, you don't want to prompt with this thing. I was gonna say it's you don't
Well,
need it.
okay. So there's two ways. So there's many ways to do this. One thing you can do is prompt for the image you want to be the most
Influencing.
influential.
Influencing.
Influential. If you just get Florence 2, or you can use the GPT API nodes for this, Gemini API nodes. Basically, all you want to do is look at the image and get a prompt for it, and then run that as the prompt. That can help a lot with getting it to be like the image in the sequence you want it to be the most. The other cool thing you can do is do that each time for each image, and then combine those prompts into a multiple prompt with one more API call. So it's like, describe this image, describe this image, describe this image. And then the fourth API call says, take these three descriptions and mash them together, and then give me a final prompt. And then your final prompt would be that. So, it's 4 API calls or 4 LLM hits, but I've done that a lot, and it helps a lot with reinforcing what you want. So, oh God.
Oh goodness.
Well,
That's actually
there we
kinda
go,
cool.
guys. Yeah.
I take it back. This is your costume.
Yeah.
Terrible.
You have
The
to paint.
eyes, they're massive.
Yeah, I don't know why the eyes are because of these.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, looking real good. All right, let's get off this and jump over to some of your experiments, Phil, because this is the basic idea. You're taking one image and then you're mashing in a second image, then you're mashing in another image, then you're mashing in another image, and then you're mashing in another image. So, yeah, take it away, bud. I know you got some stuff going on.
Let's see. Yes. Window. Comfy. Boom.
That's what we're here for. At the end of the day, we're here to ruin your time.
Ruin your time.
Yeah.
Okay, so you guys see my screen?
Yeah, you are good to go.
Sweet. So the main node that is like doing all of this magic is this apply style model, and in this workflow we've got like the clip vision, the style model themselves, and then they're all being plugged in as such, like this. So this is what it would basically look like: conditioning, style model, clip vision. Clip vision gets a picture, and etc. But there's also a few other nodes that the community has made, all in the custom model, or sorry, the manager. And you can see at the top here, we've got.
Oh, we lost Phil there
Oh,
for a second, I think.
That was a brutal.
Yeah, these things happen.
Yeah. I'm spinning up Comfy too, just to show us.
I wonder if he knows he's gone.
I'm here.
Oh, here it is.
I don't know what what happened there.
It's okay. We got technical difficulties aplenty on these streams. This is par for the
that's
course,
right.
friends.
Nice, but
I just came back to being muted, so that was strange.
Yeah, you're back.
you're good.
But basically, what I was saying is we've got extra nodes from the community that give us extra functionality. So if you can see here on the original apply style model, we only have strength and strength type, which is basically just a multiplier. And so like that doesn't give us a lot of granularity in terms of like style reference, what like how we want things to be influenced on like a sliding scale in relationship to one another. And so these custom nodes that are all built for Redux really allow us to fine-grain control the influence of each image. So today I'm going to be focusing on the Redux prompt one. And it's pretty simple. We got prompt influence, reference, image influence, style grid, which essentially just means like how many tiles you could, if you could think of like clip vision as like a grid across a picture. The smaller the grid, the more detail it picks up. The higher the grid, the more kind of like I'm going to extract a vibe, but not maybe the specifics so much. And then some like downscaling, upscaling algorithms, and how it's cropping the image. I usually leave this image processing mode to keep aspect ratio, and then a padding parameter. And so over here in the workflow, this is what my workflow looks like. Very simple. Model load, prompt. Here we have, these actually are not in use. We can get rid of these. And neither are these. Yep, these are not in use. So basically the workflow looks something like this. So we have load, clip vision, load style model, and then 4 of these Redux nodes. And the images below them are just getting piped into each of them respectively. And so like what we can do here is if I just set these all to say 8, for the grid size. So they're all getting equal influence. Everything else is set to be the same. Like Purz and MJ said, the prompts actually don't really matter here. And I'm going to run that.
It's hard to see it's hard to see your screen when you're zoomed out a bit. Just try and keep it zoomed in.
Yeah, so our 4 images here, pretty random. I just pulled them off the internet. These can be anything, photographs, art that you've made. And we get an interesting smashing of those images. And yeah, and also keep in mind, let me just randomize the seed here. Also keep in mind that like what actually comes out of the oven is so violently different every time.
Violently different.
It really is. Like that's the only way to describe it. It's they're pulling from the same influences, but they're so different. You know, whereas I find with something like IP adapter, it really like locks it down.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could just see here the differences of these images coming through.
Yeah.
And from here, like we can just play with this. So let's say I wanted more influence on this picture specifically. Well, I can come over here and turn the style grid down.
More resolution on the tiles, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We're lowering the resolution, the granularity of these tiles. And what you see is like that image comes through a lot more. It's still pulling reference. You can see this gray column here. That's definitely being pulled from this, probably this right here. And yeah, we get some sort of remixed interpretation of that. The other thing that I've been loving doing is going into something like Photoshop and quickly mocking up like something really crude, basically, and frogs, and then just turning off like, you know, we can turn these off for now. I'm just going to bypass them, so we're only doing the 1. Turn the grid size down to like 2. And what essentially happens here is it takes my crude Photoshop and it tries to make sense of it in a new and unique way. And so like this is a very, very simple example of something like this that I put together in Photoshop getting a new life, essentially, or getting a new take. But the beautiful thing about diffusion is it glues stuff together, and takes something, like I said, very crude and turns it into something that, you know, would have taken hours and hours. So what I'm actually going to do here is I'm going to try to put like a top hat on the frog very crudely. Let's save this image. I don't know if you guys can see all this because I'm sharing the only the Comfy stream. Does the FL Photopea show? Does this show?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Nice, perfect.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So now I've got, this is Photopea over top of Comfy right now. And I'm going to drop in this top hat. Can I just do this? Yeah, I can. Hell yeah. And
Drop that top hat in.
Magic wand. Delete that. Wait, I guess erase it. Yeah, here we go. Erase this and oh, my bad.
Now the frogs are classy.
Where's the transform tool?
Oh, click the selection, then right click. So click on the left. Click the on the left. Yeah, click selection underneath the box. Click that. Yeah, click it left. No, the little box. Yeah,
Okay.
and then right click on the top hat, and then
Okay.
Yeah,
I see. Yeah, that's weird. Okay, we're just gonna put that right there. And I'm going to hit save. And so now we have a really badly photoshopped top hat on our frog. So now if I just run this,
What do you mean?
we
badly?
should.
It looks fantastic.
Dude, it's terrible. I don't even, oh, it did. It made sense of it. Yes. Froze. Yeah, so I mean, this is the other thing too, right? Like, it does infer text quite well. But, you know, running another seed, we got froze again. Let's run a few.
Right on. Amazing.
All right, let's see. I want to see the frogs. No, it's behind it. You can see it. But you get where I'm going with this. I've done this to tons of success, and it's been super, super satisfying. But still, like the main use case for me personally is taking a bunch of images that shouldn't really be together and smashing them together. So let's just see how this comes out with all of the grid sizes the same. We just get a complete monstrosity of an image, because I'm doing this with 4. Now, you don't have to do this with 4. You can do it with 1 up to essentially infinite if you want. But then let's say, like, okay, now I want to influence this image a little bit more, so I'm just going to drop that down to 4 instead of 8. So now we're getting a lot more of this kind of like glitched, pixel sorted look. And honestly, that's pretty wild. That's a pretty cool image we've got going on here. And you can see the influence from all the pictures, the weird characters, little smiley faces, obviously the woman side profile, and then this character in the hallway coming from this. I wonder where this is coming from. Is that coming through anywhere? Yeah, maybe in her hair a little bit. Anyway, infinite amounts of fun with this. I literally play with this for hours and hours, just scouring the internet, scouring my my folder for cool images to smash together. Like, look at this one coming through. That is weird as hell. It's like Slytherin side eye. Look at this. Yeah, oh my god. Like, there's no way I could have prompted this. And that's the thing too, is like, I didn't touch the prompt once. The prompt literally still says a poster that says frogs.
Yeah, the prompt I find doesn't really like.
It honestly doesn't do anything, because Redux is so powerful. It's such a powerful, just like vision model.
Yeah,
it's incredible.
Right.
But yeah, so this is the main use case that I use.
Nice. Well, I'm going to jump back over and show everybody how to make a sort of directory puller thing, so you can really get to know how this works internally. And
while you do this, I was going to say another fun use case scenario that I do as well is you can combine Redux and in painting. So you can basically take an image, like a face, for example, and just mask, like in Comfy the face, and then mesh different styles on the face, and it creates amazing stuff while maintaining, like everything else, and it fuses like pretty well. It's super fun.
Yeah,
So I can show that after if you want, but yeah, just
right
an
on.
Yeah.
So yeah, well, what I was talking about specifically was now that we have this cool tool, and you guys have folders and folders and folders of generations. So start taking your generations and thinking about, I don't know, maybe subjects. Think about backgrounds. Think about foregrounds. Think about objects. Think about categorizing all the things that you've created into these different folders of images. And then you can go through those folders and combine them together to make new things. Or just take an entire series of images, break it up into maybe 3 subfolders, and then put an equal number of images in each of those subfolders. And then what we're going to do is create a batch that's going to go through every one of those folders and iterate different permutations of combinations of those images sort of offline while you're just hanging out, and then you can come back and look at it. So yeah, we haven't that Redux prompt. That's something Phil uses. I've never used that myself. I can't we can't support that in that way. So use that one on your own if you want to. You do not need it. It is just added prompt control for doing weights, but you can still do weights with the regular nodes.
Yeah.
You absolutely do not need that node pack, so don't sweat it if you're feeling any
It's in
sort of
the
way about the security.
yeah, it's in the manager. I can't. It's been so long. I can't remember if I had to install it manually, but it is there. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, again, any node pack we talk about on here, if you don't feel comfortable installing, you don't need it. You almost never need, stuff. This is just all quality of life or, stuff we're experimenting with. So yeah, don't feel like you need to follow along completely. But yeah, anyway, so all that being said, I have Phil's nodes installed. And you can use Phil's nodes. You can also use Spence's nodes. You can also use, I believe, Masquerade nodes for this. There's a bunch of different nodes that do the same thing, but what we want to do is load a folder of images, iterate through that folder, and then, either randomly or with an index or a seed. Or blah, blah, blah. So yeah, we'll talk about all that in a minute. So I am going to use. Let's have a look at Phil's. Maybe Phil's is the way to go.
That's the one I use.
All right. So what do we want to do here? I have 3 images in my NES folder of NES screenshots. I want to mash those together. I also want to have 3 of these, not 2. So what do we have to do here is we have to add another stack of these. And then if you Control Shift Paste when you paste a bunch of nodes you've copied, they'll retain their connections from before. So now we can look at it still connected to Clip Vision. We need that. This image is connected to here. We need that. This node's connected to this node. We need that. The conditioning comes through. It actually needs to come from here, then out back through to here, because it's like a
chain.
A chain. But these other ones, Clip Vision output, style model. Well, Clip Vision output comes from here, but style model, that's all loaded from the same node over here. So that's just we can use that over and over again. So now we have 3. So that's all you have to do to add them. Just copy the stack, paste it, connect the conditioning through like you would with ControlNet, and you can keep adding them and adding them and adding them. So I have 3 folders on my computer. They are my downloads, NES. I got a bunch of cool NES screenshots.
Nice. Let's go.
Nintendo for you youngins. So we got 3 folders. They are the directory path is that, and then I'm going to make a second randomizer, and the path is 2, and then the path is 3. So it's just in my downloads folder, NES best 1, 2, and 3. I put the same amount of images in each folder just to make it easy. There's 14 images in each folder. So,
And first, before you continue, quick little hack. Since you're pasting the same folder location, you can also make this an input and then plug it in all three. Just a little trick for the people watching to avoid.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, to avoid copy pasting the same. If you want to, sorry, Purz, just to explain, because that's what I use heavily. Is I know I'm doing what Purz is going to show you quite a lot, and I was changing the location multiple times, but that location was pointing to the same folder 3 times, 4 times, 6 times, 8 times. For me.
yeah, this is 3 different folders though.
But just still a good trick. If you
Yeah,
point
for
to the
sure.
same folder,
Yeah.
you can
That's
just make
constants, yeah.
this as an input and just point to one folder and it goes in all three.
Yeah, constants are always better when you need to use the same value for multiple things. Get your constants on, people. All right, so we're going to load all the images from these folders. We're going to randomize. We're going to do our thing. Everything's chill. It's all good. But we only want one image per run, so we don't want the whole batch, right? Yes, we do. Let's have a look. Preview image 1. Preview image 2. So what I'm doing here is I'm dragging image batch out to preview image, and we're going to see what we get out of these nodes when we run them. Boop, boop, boop. All right. We're going to stop our workflow, and we're going to run it again, and we get different images. This is what we wanted. We're just randomizing the images in a folder. You can change randomize to increment, start them at 0. The issue with that is they won't, like, once you hit the 14, it'll be a problem. There's other ways to deal with that. Some nodes have, like there's an incrementer node where you can go by index. I don't have it installed, but it's by masquerade nodes. And that'll let you say there's going to be 14 images. So when you get to 14, start over. And so like that kind of stuff is helpful when you want to iterate through folders. But for our case here, we just need to randomize. That's what this node is for. So let's do it. This is pulling the files we need. So we don't really need these. We've just replaced these nodes with these nodes. So let's kill these. Delete. And let's grab these. Drag them over here. 1, 2, 3. We're going to grab our image out. Drag it into the clip vision encode for the each sort of layer. And then we'll just put our little previews beside them so we know what image is being loaded. Like this is always kind of a good thing to do, have these little previews beside your, let's put them on top actually, because they're a little hard to see. Doop, and there we go. Okay, so too big there. All right, anyway, we got 3 images loaded going into our stack. Let's go pixel art video game. Again, it probably won't matter.
Yeah, something to note too is in the future I'm going to make the randomizer nodes actually display the images in the node itself, so we don't have to do this.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Brad, what's up, buddy? Good to see you too, man. Long time.
Been a minute.
Look, everyone, it's our friend. If y'all have used if y'all have used the Super Beasts AI pack, it's super helpful.
And by the way, I don't want to spoil, but I think Brad's working on something special.
Well, then
maybe a good invitee for the stream one of these days.
Right on.
News to me. Let's go.
Me too. Oh, look at this lovely fella.
Man, I don't know what game you're rendering, but I'd play it.
I know.
That's crazy.
So that's what we get from just mashing up. And then every time I run this, it's going to do that. So like I said, you have all this set up. You're good to go. We just set this to 4, 8, 16, 24, whatever. Hit run, walk away, make a coffee. It's just going to sit there and pump out really cool stuff over and over again. Super sick. So yeah, let's. Well, this cooks a bunch of NES images. Let's slide over to Julian's and he can show us what he's been doing with it.
Yes, so I have to be careful because some of these images are nothing is questionable, but I have to be careful. So bear with me.
Don't be sus, Julian.
No, I'm just gonna pull the images first. Let me just check.
Oh boy.
No, we're good. We're good.
Okay, cool.
Papa Purz had to give us a talk off stream.
Be
Yeah.
careful.
So no, there's nothing special. But yeah, so just started with this, and
Oh, you're
you know, like
masking stuff.
I masked the face, right?
Okay.
And
I see
then
this.
I reduxed like different things.
Okay, that's
This
slick.
is
So
really neat, man.
you're condition masking. No, so you're
Ex-
latent masking.
Yes. And as you can see, it does an amazing job at keeping the shadows and everything.
Yeah.
So it's super fun.
The
Super
hands
fun.
one is wild.
Yo, the hands one is sick. That's
Yeah.
so
That's
cool.
the one. That's the one I was calling suspicious, but I was not sure. But yeah, you
No,
liked
it's
it.
cool.
No, it's
cool.
badass.
But yeah, so this is
Laminar opens File Explorer, closes it like the Kiss Cam at a Coldplay concert.
Oh man.
and
Amazing.
now you were showing like the other one I was gonna show, which is like I call it iterative. I'm sorry, French accent's getting in the way. Iterative, like reduxing, when you just take 4, make 8.
Recursive kind of
Yeah,
thing.
recursive. Sorry, yeah, exactly. You have a folder of 50, take 4, and then make 16. Then redux the 16 the same way. Out of the 16, take 4, and keep on going and do multiple generations, and then you end up reduxing the reduxing. It's like it's an exponential reduxing, I should say, and it's completely crazy. Let me just show you.
Get your Redux on.
Here. I'm going to see. Anyways, yeah,
like reducing a soup.
yeah. Yeah, it's super fun. Like here, I know this one.
Super fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
man.
Let's go to this one. I can't find it anymore. I don't know. Oh, no, I can't find it anymore. Anyways, it's
Is that the workflow, Julian, by the way?
no, that was something else.
No, I meant for the masking stuff. Is there a workflow you can show us?
Yeah, yes. I think this was a workflow that I found at the time on Banadoko that I was tweaking, I believe. So let me just pull it up. I don't remember who did it though. That's the problem. But that was the concept. So
everybody's cracked on Banadoko. If you another shout out to Banadoko if you need this kind of stuff. Most of the stuff we learned there too. So
yeah, but
Banadoko.
But yeah, the magic came like you would load the image for inpainting, and then you would do the inpainting, and then you would load your reduxing, styling, guiding image here, and then you would just like mash them together and just do the diffusion. I mean, I guess technically we could do one. Let's see. Trying to think. Hold on. Let me just. I don't want to risk it. So share your screen real quick, Purz,
Yep,
Phil, and I will.
no problem. So yeah, here we go. I got. Let me pull up PureRef real quick for y'all. You can see where we going. But yeah, you can see. Let me get Comfy back up here. As you can see, we're getting really cool results from just mashing 3 different screenshots together. So, like, just imagine what that's like when you got 3 different, like you've gone down 3 different rabbit holes, in Flux or on Midjourney or something. Just like put those rabbit holes in a folder and then like mash the 3 folders together, like mash the 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 styles together. Like, look at these. They're so cool.
Yeah, these are pretty. Yeah, I've been using Redux for character design. So I have 2 characters on like white backgrounds, and those are my reference images, and I just say smash them together. Or maybe I'll add like 2 characters and a 3rd abstract image, usually like a texture or maybe a color palette or something, and I just get to remix the character, and it's really fun.
Yeah, these are cool. Just thinking beside a mountain. Yeah, made all kinds of horrible stuff this morning. Yeah, no, I am absolutely blown away again with Redux. I was using this a lot when it came out, and then as these things go, they sort of one thing replaces the last and one thing replaces the last. stop playing with it. But after reinvigorating everything today, I think I'll be going back into it. Kent is cooking. I don't know if y'all know Kent's cooking, but we should actually have Kent on the stream. That would be super fun if he's in down. But Kent really got into this too because he's really into surreal stuff and combining things that maybe shouldn't be combined. And it is a absolute wonderland for that. Like, you want flowers growing out of concrete. Like, this is the way to do it. You want something weird that like probably a normal model that tries to like play inside the rules won't be able to figure out. This is the way to do that. I want to take this thing and mash it with this thing. Or do you want to bring your screen back up, Jillian?
Soon. I'm testing right now. Just but we should be golden.
Yeah. No, it's great. So yeah, like, and just mashing up, not just AI stuff you've made. Like I've been using my Blender renders and stuff I made in Touch Designer and
cool.
Stuff I've AI stuff I've post processed with After Effects. Like the don't stop at just making stuff, but also the image output node with this workflow is super fun. You can make your third image the output image. So you run it and then it does the thing, and then the third image that it's mashing together is the last generation. Then you could put 2 more images in the first slot and hit it, and then put 2 more images in the first slot and hit it, and just like keep cooking, like with the third image or the first image being like the last one made, and just like keep this like this thing going. Yeah, it's crazy. I would play all these games.
Yeah, 100%. Peter said, being the control freak with these things, I've never really felt the love for Redux, but after watching this, I might mess around more. Yeah, I mean, AI in general is like this mix between we want control, but we also love it because it gives us inspiration, which inherently is lack of control. So like, I find Redux like a nice middle ground of like, I want this, I want same, but different, like,
Yeah. Oh, you know what I'm going to talk about now while we're here, because I mentioned at the beginning and then I forgot. So earlier you saw I was taking the input images and sort of stacking them above the output image so that you can see what images went in to make the final image. This is super handy later when you're going back through your images. You can save a second copy of the image that's like a grid, and that grid shows you how you got there, which is super helpful later when you forget what screenshots you used to make one, or what images you used to make one. So let's build that really quick. It's easy, I promise. Comfy now comes with a node called image stitch. If you type it in all one word, it'll come up. It'll be the Comfy core one. You might have other image stitch nodes from other node packs. I highly recommend the one that comes with Comfy. It's super duper easy to use. They thought about the image size matching. I mean, not to say the other ones didn't, but this one's just nice. So, and it's Comfy core, easy to use. So it's very easy. Image 1, image 2, direction, match image size. How much spacing do you want between the images, and what color do you want the spacing to be? So let's go direction right. Match image size is true. No spacing. We're gonna just stick them together. Actually, no, we're gonna add 10. Screw it. We're gonna add 10 pixels of spacing, of black spacing between them. All right. Image 1. Let's grab that from here. Image 2. Let's grab that from here. So now image 1, image 2, we need image 3. So let's stitch on the right, copy and paste, plug the first one into the second one, plug image 3 into there. So 1 and 2 are now on the left, 3 is on the right. 1, 2, 3. 10 pixels between each of them. So that'll make our grid of things on the top, but we need to make one on the bottom that also tells us what the result is. So let's do that. Image out. We're going to make another image stitch node. Boink. All right. And then we're going to say direction down. Image 2 is going to be coming out of our VAE decoder. So that's our final image there. So if we think about this, image 1, 2, 3, final image output goes to a save image. We're going to call that ComfyUI grid. So now when we run this, it should do a bunch of runs and then make the thing we just asked for. So you can extrapolate. Oops, let's go black. 10. These ones won't have the right spacing because I forgot to set that. But you can see how it works. We're stitching images together to make an image grid. This is super helpful. You can do this with videos. You can do this with anything. Just remember, if you're doing a video, all of the batch sizes of all of the elements of your final thing have to be the same length. So if I wanted to have a reference image in my grid of a video, I would need to repeat that reference image the total number of frames of the final image of the final video, because that way that image is going to stay in that frame the whole time. Here we go. So there's our 3 images at the top. One sec.
It looks like a level design. It's so cool.
Right, down, true. Let's kill our extras here and run that again. Oops. Don't forget to change your batch size back to 1 after you do a long batch, or then every time you go to run something, you're going to run batch size X of them.
And I'm ready when you are too, by the way, Purz, after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that while this runs. Do.
Okay, so what I did, the example I did is I downloaded 2 images that I made a while ago. This priest-looking guy and this clown, very different. And I'm like, oh, what if I wanted to mask this face and make a clown version, a demonic clown version here? So what I did is I loaded the image of the priest here, right-click, and if you scroll down, in my case, I have a bunch of nodes running, but open in Mask Editor.
Mm-hmm.
And that lets you, and by the way, you see by default it's black, but you could change this to white. And you can see, you can paint over the face what you want to mask. And when you're done, you can just hit save here. You can clear the mask if you made a mistake. And here you go. You literally just make a little mask in Comfy. Easy peasy.
That's awesome.
And then for Redux, I loaded the clown face. And then I ran. And I'm glad that I ran it off screen. I had a feeling because the first one I did was crazy. And the result is super cool. Like you get this very...
No.
That's solid, dude.
Yeah, you get like a good mix between the two.
Yeah, that's a really cool way to use this.
Yeah, I definitely have to try this.
Yeah, it's fun. It's super fun. And that's SketchUp, by the way, in case you're wondering.
Julian, did you see the message Pixel Pusher said?
No, let's see it. Or I'm sure I should look at it on my own without. Let's see. But yeah, this is super fun. That's a show Bob. Oh my goodness. Yeah. You know. Can you Redux Purz onto that, Julian? That'd be fun. Purz, send me a picture of you.
Do it.
That'd be a fun thing to close the stream.
Just screenshot the stream.
I have one sec.
Yeah, that would be a fun thing to do. Yeah. Oh my goodness, I'm actually excited.
I think like given the result you just got, it would 100% match the lighting because Flux had no problem matching that clown face to the surrounding image.
Yeah. So I'm gonna wait for it on Discord.
Yeah,
First.
my Discord's. I don't know why people wait until I'm streaming to start talking to me on Discord. It happens every single time. I just got 4 Discord calls during this stream alone.
Oh, calls, Jim.
Yeah, calls. All right. Where are you? There you are. And here am I. I am here. There we go. Send.
I am low-key kind of excited about this one. Okay, copy image. So, whoops. That is not what I wanted to do. Just going to download it real quick to make it easier. Stream. Boom. Boom.
Boom.
Okay. I might have to. I should probably zoom in more just to, but we'll see. I'm curious,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm ready to hit the close if something's crazy. I think we're gonna be okay. And actually,
Maybe
meanwhile,
zoom crop more on
yes,
his face a little
exactly.
bit.
Meanwhile, it's exactly what I was gonna do. I'm going to just do a super simple. Here, hold on.
Zoom crop. Zoom crop.
Yeah, here we go.
Don't I look stoic?
You do.
You look like Neo from the Matrix.
Boom. For the next
If he
iteration.
just like got to eat cheeseburgers
Yeah,
in
I'm gonna
Zion
stop
all
this
day.
one. There we go. I just reran it.
Neo way after the war, after everything's chill. Just drinking too many beers.
Yeah, so I just restarted it with the zoomed in version of you.
Right on.
I can see some glasses here.
It's gonna have black glasses.
Yeah,
Really?
the potential here is ridiculous.
Yeah, there's potential. I was gonna say
Yeah.
it's one of those where I feel like I deserve this. The stream deserves to whoever is here to see it, and I'm gonna set myself a goal to get one and post it on the Discord.
No, I want to wait for this to finish.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I look like Walter White.
I was gonna say
It doesn't take that long either, anyways. This is like an upscaler that you know, like the upscaler pass that you. Doesn't really look like you, but it's definitely cool though.
It's definitely
Little
Walter
bit.
White.
A little bit. I don't see it. But yeah, the point is like, keep trying it because like
Yep.
judging by what we got tonight, you can imagine how crazy this gets, as you dive in deeper. And yeah, you guys can ask Julian for the workflow in the Discord, but whatever. The default Flux Redux workflow is in Browse Templates under Workflow at the top. So go ahead, do that. Start there, and then start building it out with all the stuff that we've been teaching you. You want to build a directory iterator, you can do that. You want to build a strength system using the prompt control, you could do that. You want to build something that can cut masks out and replace it with that, you can do that. You can use a SAM2 segmentation to mask things out, do stuff with those masks. You can use this in conjunction with depth, canny. You can use it in conjunction with other LoRa's, other Flux LoRa's. You want to take two things and then put them into a new style using a LoRa, you can do that. Flux Redux is just another tool in a massive collection of fun stuff that you can do with Flux. You can do with Diffusion in general. That's the beauty, that's the joy of Comfy. Everything is modular. You can just plug it all into each other. As long as the architecture is, remotely the same, it'll probably work. And if not, somebody's probably got a workaround or another way of doing something similar. So,
It also works with context as well.
And I just noticed something very interesting, by the way. Look, you can clearly see the lighting is coming from the top. There were no glasses before, and look at the shadow under the glasses.
Oh yeah.
It's incredible. And it was not even on your image.
Cool. This is Flux Dev, right? Not Phil?
Yeah, Dev.
Okay.
No, it's Phil.
Phil's Dev.
It's Flux Phil.
Dev version.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the one that's trained in. Yeah, it might actually be that realism LoRa that's doing it, but
Maybe.
Either way. Yeah, friends. I mean, that's it. That's Flux Redux. If you really like this stuff, you really like Flux Redux, let us know in the Discord. Let us know on Twitter, all the places, X. We'll go deeper. We can always go deeper into this stuff. So if you want us to dive in deeper on any topic, hit up stream suggestions on the Discord and let us know where we can go, what we can do. We got some really fun stuff coming up this week. I can't talk about it yet, but you're going to really enjoy it. And we'll see you all on Tuesday, and we'll see you all again on Friday. Thank you, Julian. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you.
I hope everybody has a really good weekend. Go party it up, have some fun, go outside, touch some grass, or don't. I'm not your mom.
Just diffuse. It's all good.
Yeah, you can just diffuse all weekend if you want. There's no rules. You can just do stuff.
You are adults.
Yeah.
Do what you want.
Ideally, yeah. Hopefully you're an adult if you're watching this. Right on. Well, bye-bye, friends.
See ya.
We'll see y'all soon.